Hi everyone, and welcome to my real and I guess you could say unfiltered evening routine. I'm a full-time employee living in Switzerland and I'm currently 26, almost 27 years old. Let's dive straight into it. So I get home at around 5:15, sometimes it's 5:30 depending on the day, and I always bike to school. So when I was looking for a new job, and a new apartment, I just wanted my apartment to be close enough to work so that I could bike there. Around 15 minutes of biking it is now, and I really enjoy this time in the morning and also in the evening getting back. I was home alone this day, so I just did my usual routine. I always start with my workout. For me, it's very important to be strong and healthy, and I had quite the journey with exercise actually. Growing up, I did not like sports at all. I didn't do sports. I was always chubby baby, chubby kid, chubby teenager, and I rarely even realized that, only when seeing pictures. And in my apprenticeship, I then started jogging, and I did that mostly for weight loss, but also for just spending some time outside and to kind of have a balance, work in the office and then also being outside. Of course, that did not work out too well for the aspect of losing weight for me. We all know cardio alone doesn't work, and only after like 3 or 4 years I started watching what I eat, and I also started working out differently. I've tried lots of diets, I would say. I was vegan for a little while. I did the no dairy thing, all of these things, but what in the end worked for me was kind of an intermittent fasting. And that's definitely not for everyone. There's lots of pros and cons, but it's what works for me and for my lifestyle. And then combined with resistance and strength training, that's just what works for me at the moment. I sometimes did or do a plan from one of the fitness YouTubers, but I like to adapt it to my own needs as well and just make my weekly plan. I want to target every part of my body at least once per week, and for me it's working out is definitely about feeling good and not looking perfect. And I'm not striving for a perfect body, but I do see a huge improvement in my body since I started resistance and strength training. And basically what we're talking about here is body recomposition. And I can make also a whole other video about this because I naturally have a more masculine build, I would say. I've always had this, and I just always wanted some more curves like every other woman that you see out there. And starting working out, I was definitely thriving for that. But now at this stage, it is all about health for me. My current plan now working out is booty or lower body twice a week, upper body like arms, chest, back and abs once a week. I do have one more abs day that I combine with a little bit of cardio, and then I also go jogging once a week, and that's just what works well for me at this moment. To me, it's very important to show not perfect bodies online and to show how bodies actually move. I hope you saw that in my clips, and I know that in workout videos, especially on YouTube, people just look perfect, and I'm really happy for them. Like, I'm happy they achieved that or that they just have this, but for most of us that is not sustainable, especially to have such a low fat percentage. So I'm just trying to bring some normality into the online world. After working out, I always move straight onto cooking dinner because I don't want to eat dinner too late in the evening. Today was just a simple salmon bowl with a salty, sweet, sticky sauce, and it was really delicious. As always, I cook 4 portions. so that me and my boyfriend can have lunch the next day as well. This is just what's working out well for us. We have pretty minimal kitchenware, I would say, also Tupperware, not too many, just prepping the whole week. We don't even have enough stuff to do that, and because we are 2 people and we can just divide the cooking days, this is what works well for us. And we also love cooking and trying new things. My evening activities vary a lot. I used to read a lot as a kid and teenager. Sometimes it was the only thing I did, especially in school vacation, and I read mostly fantasy. And then I stopped reading for quite a few years during my apprenticeship and also studying because, you have things to read for school, so you don't necessarily want to spend your free time reading as well. I got back into reading a bit as an adult now, but not always. I also enjoy watching YouTube videos. I love learning new languages, and currently I am learning Japanese. I also started creating content, so I'm often just editing in the evening. Before 10, I move on to skincare and brushing my teeth. Skincare is another topic I deeply dived into in my teenager years. I used to have really bad acne, and another topic I could make another video or story time about, but basically I am pretty minimal now with my skincare. I always start with an oil cleanser, and then I do a BHA toner. The Paula's Choice one is my favorite, and yes, I use BHA every single day. My skin can tolerate it pretty well, and I actually feel like I need it. If I don't use it, I start having pimples again. So yeah. After the toner, I brush my teeth and then floss, of course. Yes, please floss every single day. And I do that so the toner can sink in a bit. And then every 3rd day, I also use a retinol serum. And then I always finish off with a moisturizer. And yeah, that's pretty much it to my evening routine. Nothing fancy, but it's what works for me and what makes me feel good. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you tune in next time. Bye!